welcome back. I feel like it's been a while since I've sat down and filmed a video, but we are going to be doing my June wrap up. It is now July 8th, so this is kind of late, but I've just been super busy and I'm just now finding the time to film this. So nonetheless, we're still going to talk about my June reads. The books I'm going to be talking about in June have been in a video. Two of them were in a June reading vlog, and then the rest of them were in a July reading vlog that you guys saw, which was my What I Read on Vacation. There's only one book that I read in June that is not in a video, but we're still going to talk about them, talk about my ratings, all of that fun stuff. So yeah, the first two books were the books that I read in continuing series I'm in the middle of. I think that's what the video was. So the first book for that video was Yours Truly by Abby Jimenez, which is the second book to Part of Your World. I really enjoyed this. At first I gave it a 5 stars, and then I kind of sat on it more and was like not really feeling the 5 stars. So I gave it like a 4.5. I really loved Jacob in this. The depiction of anxiety in here is really good, and I related so much to that part, so I think that's why I connected to Jacob a lot more. So basically we have our main girl character Brianna and our main guy character Jacob. Brianna works at a hospital and Jacob is now coming to work at that exact same hospital, and at first Brianna thinks he's stuck up and that he is just a big jerk. But then she finds out that he's not, and they send letters back and forth to each other. That's how they communicate in the beginning, and you get to read those letters. They're actually in here. I think that was a very fun aspect. Basically Brianna's brother is losing time to find a kidney, and we end up finding out that Jacob is a match, and Jacob has offered to donate his kidney to her brother, and we're just following them in their story. And like I said, I really enjoyed this. The depiction of anxiety again was really good because that's how Jacob is. His anxiety is like high, and that's why he wasn't very good at first impressions, which is why Brianna got the impression that he was a jerk. But yeah, I really enjoyed this. This was a great second book to the series, and I think Abby Jimenez is one of my favorite new authors. Her writing is amazing. It's easy to understand, it's fast-paced, and it's just enjoyable. The banter between her characters is like no other. It's just so fun and so quick and easy, and I really enjoyed this. The next book for that video, I read Powerless by Elsie Silver. Elsie Silver has hands down become one of my favorite authors. This is the third book to the Chestnut Springs series, and I have loved every single one. I have given them all 5 stars so far. The first 2 were 5 stars, and I gave Powerless 5 stars. When I tell you that Jasper, this was my favorite book. This is my favorite book so far. I think it goes Powerless, Heartless, Flawless right now. I plan on reading the next 2 very soon, but I think this is my number 1 right now. Jasper is everything, and I absolutely loved him. I loved him, and I love Sloane too, but Jasper was just everything. He's my favorite male character so far out of Elsie Silver's, and then it would be Cade and then Rhett for right now. That could change after reading the next 2, but Jasper is everything we need in a man. Okay, so basically we have Jasper and Sloane. Jasper is the Eaton brothers' best friend. The Eaton brothers are the other books. He's their best friend, so he basically has been there since like he's been a teenager, so he's like a brother to them. And Sloane is the Eaton brothers' cousin, I believe. So don't take that in a wrong way because he's not really their brother. So, and Sloane is their cousin, and Jasper is a hockey player, and Sloane does like ballet. I think something happened, so maybe she just teaches it now. I don't remember been a hot minute since I've read it. But we follow them. Something happens on Sloane's wedding day and Jasper saves her. And it basically, like I say every time, it just follows them. I don't ever know what to say and how to like sum up a book without spoiling it. That's why I always read the back of the book after, so when I'm like talking to you guys about it, I don't spoil anything, but I never know what to say. Anyway, so yeah, we have Jasper and Sloane. Absolutely love them. I freaking love Jasper. I have all my annotations on my Kindle because I read this on Kindle because it's Kindle Unlimited, that I need to transfer in here. I actually need to do that to almost all of these books and a few other books that I read in previous months that I need to go and tab and highlight and all that stuff, but I will have to save that for another day. But I absolutely love this. Jasper is my favorite so far. I constantly think about the Chestnut Spring series. I absolutely love this, and I can't wait to go back and annotate and just like read the highlights and stuff. Next we have the books from What I Read on Vacation, which was posted July 1st, I believe. So the first book for that video was Funny Story by Emily Henry. I am so upset about this book. I literally thought this was going to be 1,000,000 stars because I have loved almost every other single one of Emily Henry's books. There's only one book that I have not read, but every other one I have absolutely loved. And this one just kind of fell flat. I did not give it like a horrible rating. It's like a 4.5 stars. But I just thought it was going to be above 5. Like every other book that I have given hers has been, well, one of them was a 4, but the other two were like 5s. Like Beach Read and Happy Place were above 5, like absolutely 8 up, loved. I don't want to say I didn't like it because I did enjoy it for what it was. It's just not my favorite Emily Henry book, and I really am disappointed. I just don't think I was connected to the characters as much as I was, and I don't think I related to it as much as I related to like Beach Read and Happy Place, and I'm very upset about that. But I really did enjoy it for what it was. It's just not my favorite Emily Henry book, and I'm really sad because I have like given almost every single Emily Henry book I have read a 5 stars, except I have not read People We Meet on Vacation, and I did not give Book Lovers a 5 stars. I might reread it and see if like the rating will be higher, but I'm kind of disappointed that this was not like a 5 stars for me. I genuinely thought this was going to be a 5 stars. But anyways, we have Daphne and Miles. Daphne is in a relationship with Peter. They're actually engaged, I think. Yeah, they're engaged. And Miles was in a relationship with Petra. And Daphne ends up finding out that Peter is in love with Petra. So they split, and then Petra and Miles split, and that leaves Daphne with no place to stay. So she goes to Miles, which is Petra's ex-boyfriend, and pitches the idea that they move in together, and it just follows them and all of that. I don't think I was connected to their story as much. I don't think I was connected to them, like their characters, as much. Again, like I always say, I don't know if I've actually ever said this, Emily Henry's books are subplots of romance, so her main point is not romance, but the romance in it is always fun. But like I said, I just don't think I was as invested in the romance in this book, which is probably why it kind of fell flat, and it wasn't a 5 stars. But like I said, nonetheless, it was not a bad book, and I still really enjoyed it. I am just a little upset that it wasn't a 5 stars or above like I thought it was going to be, because I absolutely love Emily Henry. So after I finished this, I was kind of disappointed, but I do have a bunch of pages in my notes that I wrote down to go back and highlight and tab and all that stuff, because I didn't do that on vacation, because that just, I feel like, takes up more time. So I was just trying to read, and then I was going to come back home and like underline, tab, all that stuff. So I still have to do that, but again, like I said, not a bad book, just not my favorite Emily Henry book. Then we have The Roughest Draft. I'm not going to say the author's names because I butcher them. But I did read another book by them. I read The Breakup Tour. I really enjoyed this. I actually thought it was really fun to be reading on vacation. I wasn't on the beach or anything, but I was next to a pool and all that. It's just a very summery read, I feel like, so I would highly recommend reading this over the summer. I gave this a 4 stars. I'm sitting here saying I gave it a 4 stars and I honestly kind of remember absolutely nothing about it. But it was enjoyable at the time. So I think I would still stick to the 4 stars, maybe 3.5 to 4. But like I said, I enjoyed it for what it was. Was it like the best book I've ever read? No. But like I said, I enjoyed it. So basically, we have Katrina and we have Nathan. They're both writers. They wrote a best-selling book together. But something happens with their friendship and they no longer write together. But in the contract, they are due for 1 more book. So their publishers and stuff and whoever else helps them talks them into writing a 2nd book. They go stay in a house somewhere in a tiny town in Florida and start writing this 2nd book together. And we just followed them, and I thought it was really fun and really enjoyable. I really enjoyed like figuring out like why they stopped talking. And I just really liked seeing like the reconnection, I guess you could say, between the 2 of them. I think you get some glimpses into the past, if I'm not mistaken. I think you get some glimpses of like things that happened in the past. But like I said, I did really enjoy this. 3.5 to 4 stars, somewhere around there. And I would recommend. It was fun for what it was. It wasn't like boring, and I didn't get the feeling that I needed to DNF it. So like I said, I would recommend. Then the next book I read Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. I don't know what Abby put in this freaking book, but the way I cannot wait to go back and highlight and tab this book. I don't know what she put in this book, but I gave this a 5 stars. This was everything and more, and I honestly think about these characters every single day, and I think about their story every single day. Yeah, the cover looks cute, fluffy. No, this book broke me. This is hands down my favorite to the Part of Your World series. This is the 3rd book to that. We have Emma and we have Justin. Basically, Justin makes a post on Reddit about him having this type of curse that every time he gets in a relationship and they break up, the person he was with goes on and ends up finding the love of their life and gets married to them. And Emma notices that he posts that and responds that she has the same kind of curse. So Justin comes up with so then they start chatting. So Justin comes up with the idea that they should date each other and then break up, and maybe they will find the love of their life after they break up. And of course, we don't want them to break up. And we basically just follow that, and the whole plot, the whole book is so entertaining. Abby Jimenez does such great writing, and it's fast-paced, easy to understand. Her characters are always enjoyable. I don't know what she put in this book, but I ate it up. I loved it. Would highly recommend. I don't know what else to say. It kind of is leaving me speechless, but I absolutely love this book. Loved. Then, at the end of the month, I did a reread because it was nearing the end of the month, and I was like, if I don't finish it, it's okay because it's a reread. I didn't want to completely start a different book and not finish it before June. But I did finish it before June. So I did my reread of Beach Read by Emily Henry. I don't do rereads, but after rereading a book, definitely happening. Definitely going to be doing more rereads. This hit so much differently the second time around, and I connected to it so much more the second time around. This is a 5 stars. This is above 5 stars. This is one of the books on my above 5-star list. I don't know what she did with this, but I have so many annotations. I cannot wait to go and tab and like have it personally displayed. Like I said, this hit so much harder the second time around, and I connected to it so much more. And I only read it last year, like around May of last year is when I read it. So I don't know what she put in this, but I loved this, and I loved it so much more the second time. I loved it the first time, and I was so afraid that it was not going to be a 5 stars for me again, but no, it was a million stars. Okay, so we have January and we have Gus, and they're spending the summer as neighbors in beach houses, and one thing leads to another, and they strike up a deal. Gus will write a happy romance, and January will write the next great American novel. And then she ends up taking him on like field trips to help him write that, and he takes her on interviews to help her come up with ideas for her book, and it just follows them, and I absolutely love them. I absolutely love Gus. Gus is everything and a man and more. I absolutely love him. Just speechless. Absolutely love this book. Again, if you're gonna take 2 books out of this video, it's these 2. Please read these 2 books because you will not be disappointed. Anyway, those are the books that I read this month. I'm so happy that I was actually able to read more than what I usually do. I usually only read like 4 or 5, mostly only 4. So I'm so happy I was able to read 6 books this month. I feel very, very accomplished, and now I feel like I'm kind of getting into a slump. And it could be the first book that I read this month for July that put me in a slump. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll get out of that. So I need to get reading. But it's okay if I only read like 4 books this month. I mean, it's okay no matter how many books I read. Don't ever put a number on how many books you need to read because everybody else is putting a number on how many books they want to read. Don't compete with people. It's just reading. Any amount of reading is phenomenal. But I'm so glad I was able to read 6 books. I think I had a really, really, really great reading month. So yeah, that is all for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Again, let me know what other videos you guys would like to see, book related or non-book related. I'm kind of running out of book related ideas, so if you guys want to give me some, put them in the comments, and I will also be open to filming other content for you guys and making this not just a book channel. But that is all, and I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys when I see you.